Hello and welcome back to another episode of Craven Some Raven. Playoffs? Playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs? Hell yeah, I do. Playoffs, baby. It's finally here. The year's almost over. The last 3 weeks, it was like, okay, is it playoff time yet? And fucking finally, it is. And guess what, boys and girls? I am going to this game. My dad got some tickets. I'm flying down there. Gonna be tailgating in Lot H. Probably going to have a couple beers. Hopefully I don't, have too much fun at the tailgate because this is going to be a good game. I want to be loud. I want to watch the game, right? This isn't a college tailgate. This is a man's tailgate. I haven't been to a tailgate in a long time. Anyways, grill some food. I don't know if we're bringing the grill. We're probably just going to hook up with some other people that also are going to be tailgating that we know. I'm probably gonna post about it on Twitter, but yeah, if you wanna meet up or something, I don't know if you're sketchy or not, but I know I'm probably gonna meet up with Sonny from SCG, might meet up with Fred, and possibly anybody else who's down there watching the game that I know. So I can't wait. I am super stoked, super excited. Every single word that means amazing and excited. That's what I am. This is playoff football, and from what I'm hearing, the town is painted purple, as well it should be, because goddamn, the Ravens they didn't even have to play. I know I'm gonna get into it. I'm just gonna get into it. That's what I'm doing. I'm starting off this episode. Feel like I haven't done it in a week. Feeling a little bit rusty, but isn't that every week? So quit your bitching. Let's talk some Ravens. I'm glad it's the Titans. Derrick Henry's been on a roll, but are you kidding me? I think the world is going to realize and remember what made the Ravens 14-2. This was the best team in the NFL this year. And when it came to moments, big moments, when all the eyes are on you, prime time games, which is what this game is, anytime there was a prime time game, Lamar Jackson seemed to go off. When the lights come on, that's when the Jackson 5 come out. It's singing time. It's party time. It's time to go. The Jackson 5 comes out at night, and this is a night game. It is people. The Ravens. Who can blame them, right? The Ravens haven't played or Lamar Jackson hasn't played for what seems like 3 weeks. That's how long it feels like for me. It felt like eternity for me, because you had RG3 playing, then the bye week, and it's just all the weeks in between those days. I don't know. It's been a while since we've seen Lamar Jackson, and I think a lot of people, point to the rust effect. How much does this actually affect him? And I get it. That is a valid argument. I think some teams can be that way. I just don't think Lamar Jackson's that way. I really don't think so. As a Ravens fan, I'm 100% biased with Lamar Jackson. I'd say 1,000% if that was mathematically possible. But I see him not being affected by this. I see him being one of the greatest players to ever do it. That may be crazy. It's not the first time I've said it. But I genuinely think Lamar Jackson, when all said and done, we're talking 10 years from now. Yeah, so this is early prediction. I think we're talking Hall of Fame, going crazy. It all depends. This is putting the cart before the horse. This is before he even won a playoff game. But this is just, a feeling I get. I think he's poised to break out, be the new era, as his Instagram would allude to. And you got the Titans coming in here thinking, oh, well, we're the hot team. You guys, the Titans, they are always a hot team. At some point in the season, they go on a 3-game, a 2-game stretch here and there, and they do a couple of them in a season. They're hitting a stride right now, and they happen to be in the playoffs. But that stride will always end. When it comes to the Titans, the past forever, they've been 9-7, right? For the past couple years, past similar team under Jeff Fisher, but similar quarterback, similar running back. past 4 years. Let's just say that. They've been a team that 3 weeks in a row, all of a sudden you're like, oh man, the Titans look unbeatable with that run game, that defense, and it's the same exact thing. Derrick Henry's going off. Oh man, you were getting some good play from Mariota. Oh man, they look pretty unstoppable. Mariota's running the ball. He's looking good. Unsustainable play style, by the way. But, there's always a 3 or 2 game stretch where it's like, man, the Titans look good. And that's when everybody, even in Vegas, when it comes to like the betting side of things, everyone's like, oh, well, the Titans, they are good now, right? And so all the lines get skewed, and that's when you bet against them because they are not a good team. I think they're a team on the come up. I don't think this is their year. I think they might be in the playoffs next year too. I like what Vrabel's done. I love AJ Brown. God damn it, this is the battle of the who I had at best wide receiver, but we'll get to that. We'll talk about that. This Titans team, I forgot what I was talking about with this Titans team. I mean, they've just been so hot and cold. I've said that they were like the chihuahuas of the NFL. They're either really chill, just sitting on your lap, no big deal, or they just bark at you, bite at you, and try to shank you, really. I mean, those are some sick little fuckers. Those little chihuahuas, they do not play around. They're fucking, I'll fuck you up, homie. Like, I don't know. They're Mexican, right? I don't know. Spanish? South of the border? Anyways. Isn't On the Border a restaurant? Anyways. But it's a Canadian restaurant. They serve poutine at On the Borders. I'm totally doing that. I'm going to get, I don't know. No, don't listen to my ideas. I've got a bunch of shitty trash business ideas that one day, if I ever have the money, I am just going to start knocking down, see which ones fail. Anyways. Speaking of failing, I think this Titans team is just going to fail their opportunity, right? This is their opportunity. I just don't think they're there yet. I think maybe they're the Ravens of last year where they were hot coming in, and then now playoff experience is gonna kind of come to fruition. And I know they played the Patriots. I mean, we beat them pretty handily too, but this Patriots team just isn't what it was. They just didn't play good. Is the dynasty over? No, they just had a trash year. Like, really bad. Somehow they ended up, 12-4? Or where did they go? Did they go 12-4? I mean, a great season, but they just weren't the same, right? I think everybody can agree. Tom Brady, a little bit over the hump, but, that is what it is. And so the Ravens, they're bringing in an opponent, right? They're bringing in the Titans. Come on into the bank. You want to open up an account, but we're going to hit you with all sorts of fucked up fees. And it's going to cost you. There is no way you get out of the bank unscathed. There's no way. We got those tricky fees, the small print at the bank, right? We will take your money and launder it. I don't know. Is the money clean? I don't know. But, the Titans, they are the hot team. I think everyone kind of thinks that, but let's remember who the hottest team is. We just haven't been playing. Everyone is so short-minded. Everyone just forgets after 1 week. As a Ravens fan, I don't forget about the Ravens. Don't forget about no Ravens. At our house, 14-2. No, but I mean, the NFL world has forgotten. And, when it comes to a playoff game, they have to make predictions. And so they talk about the positives of the Titans and Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill been going off. I mean, last time we saw Derrick Henry, he didn't do shit. And I mean, the more, I don't know. And that was with Don Wink Martindale. That was his defense doing it. Obviously, personnel has changed. Some of those guys, they weren't there before. But at least we know for a fact that Wink Martindale's scheme has stopped the Titans before. And I mean, that game, they had 11 sacks that day? They broke a fucking record. Did they? Or they tie a record? I don't know. That was a day, and it was like, man, this won't happen again ever. 11 sacks on the day. Get your life. Mariota was trash that day. But I mean, we've seen a Wink system work against the Titans and Derrick Henry. This guy who's, the boogeyman. I mean, he's not the boogeyman, but that was the Pats. But You know, he's the bulldozer. He is a Titan. I mean, look at him. The guy is a Titan. Like, I mean, if there was a battle amongst the mascots, like the actual mascots, I think the Titans might win. There's like god things, right? Like big ass like elemental things. I don't know. All of my knowledge about Greek mythology comes from God of War, so all of it's probably fake, right? So yeah, you've heard of Kratos, right? Yeah, Kratos. I keep losing my train of thought. I keep trying to talk about this game, but I keep going off on tangents. You know, that's what happens when you try to talk for. It's only been 10 minutes. Oh shit. Time flies when you're talking Titans and Ravens. Anyways, this game, to me, it's going to be a blowout. I'm a Ravens fan. I'm going to be there. I'm hoping it's a blowout. I hope it's a huge party. I hope the lasers are going. I hope a flock of Ravens comes flying in, swooping in, like someone just lets them go. I think anytime the Ravens play, can we hire a guy with a bunch of crows or something? Like, is there someone who owns a bunch of crows or ravens? I guess this is pretty fucking close. Anyways, can we hire somebody to just let them go, like a flock of doves, except evil and like ooh the raven, you know? Which I heard, like, I didn't even know this. So Edgar Allan Poe, wasn't even from Baltimore. The dude just died here. He got murdered here, which is the most Baltimore thing I've ever fucking heard. This guy, like, hey, Baltimore, Edgar Allan Poe. Nah, he just got murdered here. Anyways, I heard that. Is he seriously not from here? Not from Baltimore? He just got murdered in Baltimore? God damn, some things never change. Right? No. I just thought that is just too perfect. Edgar Allan Poe got fucking murdered in Baltimore. That's not funny. Anyways, yeah, can someone please just let like a bunch of Ravens go, and hopefully they make their way into the stadium. Hopefully there's like a stoppage on the field, and hopefully it happens like right when there's some controversial shit going on. That would be too perfect. I'd be waiting for the 30 for 30. The flock of Ravens, or they would just call it the Baltimore Ravens. It happened 2020. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, this I just think it's gonna be a blowout. I think, the world has just forgotten how good Lamar Jackson is and how great he is in primetime when the lights are on. Everyone thinks about the last time they saw him in the playoff game, and that's what everybody saw, right? Coming into the season, last time they saw him, he struggled in the playoffs, even though at the end of that game he was kind of dominating. Just too little, too late. You got to throw the ball earlier, but you got to protect. But that's what everyone saw. That was the same narrative. Well, last time we saw him in the playoffs, he didn't do shit. And then he comes out, what was that, 5, 6? What did he get the first week? 1,000 touchdowns? Well, could someone correct me? I'm pretty sure it was like 1,000. Like 1,000, no, it was 1,000 points, 1,000,000 touchdowns. Yeah, the math doesn't work. Once you get to a certain level, they actually start taking away points. It's fucking NFL, man. I don't understand what they're doing. Yeah, so Lamar scores like 1,000,000 touchdowns. And everyone was all talking, hey, last time we saw him, he was terrible. And what does he do right after that? How does he answer? Albeit months later, how does he answer? He comes out pissed off, throwing the rock. Not bad for a running back. Big trust. Whoop, whoop. What are the other quotes of this year? Is that all of them? Is that all the nobody cares, work harder? Is that all the phrases? Anyways. Freaky Ale. Nicknames and phrases. That's what happens when you play good football. When you play dominant football. If people think they can, that the Titans are just gonna come in like no big deal. There's no fees at the bank. Come on. Yeah, there's a transfer fee. You can't just come up in here, use our ATMs. I don't know. I just think everything is going towards the Ravens in this game. Anytime someone talks about the positives of the Titans, like, oh, well, they got Derrick Henry. Okay, cool. We got, I think, a better running back. And Lamar Jackson, I mean, not a running back, but I mean, runner of the football, more dangerous with his legs. Derrick Henry is bruised up. I think the Patriots, they didn't want to tackle him. I mean, you saw that game. Nothing but arm tackles, right? I think the Ravens are the dog mentality. I hope John Harbaugh, during this bye week, I hope they're doing some bull in the ring, some heat-seeking missiles, just some like head-on-head collisions. I know, right? You want to keep the players safe. Fuck that. Let's get them hitting. Let's get them hyped because they're going to have to run into a brick wall that is Derrick Henry. And I don't want to see them get run over by this wall, this train. I don't want to see our defenders do that. I think he might get his. He might get one 20-yard run. He might break one. But if I've learned anything about the Ravens, when they want to stop the run, they stop the run. That's what they've been doing. Look at all year. The second time we played the Cleveland Browns, nothing for Chubb, because in that week of preparation, like, we are not going to let Nick Chubb run all over us again, like he did the previous week. So you've seen, and at that time, Nick Chubb, I'm pretty sure he was the leading rusher. I think, he didn't get it because he played us, and then Derrick Henry, he won it kind of like right there at the end because he's been getting the ball about 1,000 times, Him and Lamar's got 1,000,000 touchdowns, and Derrick Henry, he's got about 1,000 touches. That's what it seems like. They're going for a record. I mean, he is good, right? I'm just think that the Ravens defense is better. We have one of the biggest defensive lines, and I don't see him just running right through it. And I think every once in a while, it happens, right? You get got, and there's going to be a hole on your line, and the linebacker's not going to be there because he also happened to be like on a blitz on the other side. Just weird things happen where, you're just not in the right spot. And he'll get one, right? Hopefully, Earl Thomas and Chuck Clark. I'm looking for Chuck Clark to have a huge game in this. I really think, I think the world is introduced to Chuck Clark. I think he gets an interception. I think he also pops Derrick Henry harder than anybody's seen him in these recent weeks. Derrick Henry's been lowering the shoulder and laying the wood for the past 3 weeks. I think one of our guys, specifically Chuck Clark, is going to do it to him. Why? I don't know. I've just seen a couple times when Chuck Clark, someone's running to the outside, out of nowhere, Chuck Clark comes knifing in and just takes out their legs. It happened to Josh Allen, and it happened to someone else. I was watching someone in the Patriots game where he just fucking took someone's legs out, and they go flying backwards from a hit on their legs. And they do this weird, whee thing. I don't know. They get hit, and it's beautiful. I think he's going to chop Derrick Henry down. And he's a big tree, man. We got to get some lumberjacks on defense, but we got him. I mean, Marlon Humphrey, a fucking linebacker at corner. We've seen him stand up. Offensive tackles pulling. So I think, Derrick Henry, their ideal situation, because they ain't going up front. Michael Pierce, Brandon Williams, Jelly, PB&J, all those guys, I think they can clog up the middle. So Derrick Henry's going to have to either bounce it outside or they just start from the outside in the first place. Don't they do a stretch, zone running scheme anyways? But they're going to run up to the outside. And Marlon Humphrey's going to have a chance to lay a big hit, right? A big, big, big hit on Derrick Henry. And I think he takes that opportunity and seizes it. Maybe even punches the ball out. That's what Maryland does. But, man, I just find it very difficult to genuinely make an argument for the Titans. They are the hot team, and they can only hope the Ravens come out cold. That's really the only way that this game, in my mind, is close. Being a Ravens homer, drinking purple Kool-Aid, and being a fan of football in general, and watching this team, obviously being a fan of it, but also knowing, hey, this Ravens team is really good. I mean, we are watching Lamar Jackson become a dominant force in the NFL. I just don't think the Titans are going to be the team to slow down this year. You never know. You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch or come home to roost. I don't fucking know. But, the Titans, they are a 9-7 team. I mean, come on, let's remember. Someone's going to put them in their place. If it's not us, it's the next team. Someone's going to put them in their place. And I think it's just us. I mean, they've been having too much fun for a little bit too long. This is about the time when they start to choke, and you almost think like, oh man, the Titans might actually be good. Let me bet on a game. Maybe they will get the over, or maybe they will cover the spread, but they won't, and they will disappoint you, because right when you start believing in the Titans, that's when they disappoint you the most. I think Titans fans will attest to that, and they will agree with me. So why is this year different? Oh, because they got Ryan Tannehill. That's right. Been playing pretty good. But Ryan Tannehill? I get it. You can't let, previous views of a guy, or, there's a word for it, your biases, I guess. Your past biases. Biasi? Bison? I don't know. Your past biases. What is English? So your past bias. What? It's already plural, right? So your previous bias, your past bias of a guy like Ryan Tannehill. He's a bummer. He sucks, and he's really the worst. He killed my dog. Ryan Tannehill is really kind of a shitty dude. Didn't even say sorry. Nah, just put it on my grill at home. Yeah, I live next to Tannehill. But no, he's an asshole. Ryan Tannehill kills babies. No, man, it's just this year with the Ravens, it is kind of a special thing. I think everyone in the media kind of understands it, kind of sees it. Everyone in fandom really has seen a great player, come out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere, but I mean, bloom, I guess, as you would say if he was a plant. And everyone's kind of realizing it. I think he probably is going to be kind of a global thing. And the Titans are going to get in the way of that. I just have a hard time. I could be eating my words. They could come out, really the only thing, they could come out, more ready than us. I just think even if that's the case, if we start off slow, I've seen this team, once they catch, they're gone, right? Once they get a stride, they're gone. The Ravens were scoreless until like 2 minutes left in that Browns game. And what the hell happened with like under 2 minutes, no timeouts, Lamar Jackson, 2 touchdowns. They get the ball after the second half, another touchdown, and just like that, well, now what are you going to do? You just got scored on like a motherfucker. I mean, and yeah, we've seen like Lamar Jackson, he has that end-of-game brilliance. It's just every single time it's too little too late. Which, is that his fault? I don't know. But we've seen he's good for 2 touchdowns at the end of a game. Maybe at the end of a half. He's good for 2 touchdowns, like out of nowhere. Well, we've seen that before. We've seen it probably 4 times at this point, where at either the end of a game or the end of a half, he just puts up mad points, like real quickly. Like, what was that? Did we just score twice? What the fuck just happened? Where was this whole game? Like, it's all on Lamar. It's all about how he played, and he's been playing excellent decision maker. No one's perfect, but I mean, he's increased like 100%. That's what it seems like. The mistakes are non-existent. One fumble on an exchange, like on a genuine exchange where it was Lamar and the running back, they're the ones that fumbled, kind of a collective thing. Only one time, with how many times they do that RPO, that mesh point, one time. Get the fuck out of here. And they're going to come out rusty, and they're not going to be able to do that. They've been drilling it every fucking day. They're making sure they're not rusty. And John Harbaugh, after the bye, right, isn't he really good with that? Isn't, the Ravens in prime time with John Harbaugh really good, especially at home? I think he only had 1 loss. Lamar Jackson versus teams that he hasn't faced before. He's got 1 loss. First time they play him, he loses. That's one thing I haven't really talked about yet, but the Titans haven't seen Lamar yet. This is why it's kind of a good thing that the Titans won that game. I would much rather see the Titans, a team that hasn't seen the Ravens, right? All they have is game tape and what people are saying. And everyone's saying the same thing, but yet you still can't stop it. He's faster out on the field, right? He's faster in person. right? Every fan of another fan, or fan of another team, that I've talked to, whenever interacting online, when it comes to the other team stopping Lamar Jackson. Well, we have some athletic linebackers. Oh, fucking don't do it, man. Don't say that. You know you don't. Not compared to Lamar. Not Lamar athletic. I mean, and so they're going to be doing the same thing this week. Lamar Jackson, he hasn't played in a couple weeks. So he's going to be rested. Honestly, I would say he lost a half step towards the end of the year there. A couple times where it's like, I've seen you juke out of that. And he was still doing some crazy moves. So it's not like there was just an absence of Lamar Jackson's running skill. I just think he got like 3% slower by the end of the year. And hey, if he takes a week off and all of a sudden that gives him that extra little boost, hey man, this guy's unstoppable. When he's on, he's fucking on. Man, I can't wait to go to this game. I went to the 49ers Ravens game, so apparently I'm bringing the rain because I guess there is supposed to be rain. I think that's kind of a wash when it comes to who does it favor. I think both teams are in the same fucking longitude or latitude. I don't know, the one that goes across, the one that's perpendicular to the axis. Latitude like a ladder, longitude like long. I don't know. I remember there used to be a trick, but who remembers anything from school? Right? We're on the same level, right? We're in the same zone, so we get the same weather. I feel like Tennessee is viewed as a southern state, but I think are they the same amount of south? I should really look at maps more. Why don't I look at maps? Well, why would you? I mean, it does it for you. But listen. The rain, I mean, I think maybe it is more of a factor for the Ravens. It maybe takes their timing off. I don't really know. I think both teams are going to want to run the ball, get out of this game quickly, limit the opposing team's possession. So it's really this game is going to be about efficiency, but this isn't any game. I mean, there's cliches for a reason because that's what it is. Sometimes football is just that simple. I mean, hey, it's all about scoring more points than your opponent, son. Is that all? Yep, that's it. Welcome to football. Anyways, that's sometimes it's just as simple as it is. Especially in this game, run the damn ball, get 5 yards of carry, go into halftime with 2 possessions and 2 scores, and be happy about it. If it comes to the run game, Derrick Henry, the hottest running back in the league, the rushing leader, I would put up our collective group up against Derrick Henry any day, and the stats say otherwise. A 40-year-old record, and everyone's talking about the Titans run game. Fuck you, dude. Let's talk about the team that demolished, by a game's worth of rushing yards, really. A record that's been standing since 1978. But Derrick Henry, he's had a good back half of the season. Awesome. Are we not going to talk about the history that was fucking made? But it's fine. Honestly, being in this position, as a Ravens fan, right? Being in the position where your team's number one, that's not something we're used to. And usually it's, the treatment we get is we're the underdogs, we're the guys fighting. No one wants to see this team. So a little bit of a role reversal here. And so let's see how it pans out. But sometimes I feel, since the Ravens haven't been seen yet, people forget, they're not getting talked about. So they almost are an underdog. I don't know. I doubt it. I'm doing a stretch there. I don't know. I wish I had lawyer skills and I could just convince anybody of anything, right? Sometimes it's, anytime people are talking about the Titans, it's like they just forget that the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. They forget. They people forget. Ravens, let's remind them. Bank teller at the bank. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with bank puns, but direct deposit. We're going to direct deposit that L straight to your location. We do that for you, because we the bank. Will you protect this house? Yes, that's my duty. I'm the bailiff. I will protect this house. Anyways. Bank, bank. Yeah, I mean, there is the classic trope here. Ooh, we got Dean Pease versus Greg Roman, a Super Bowl rematch. Ooh. But you know what? Sign me up for Dean Pease. You know, if it's a close game, I might rather it be a close game. Because Dean Pease's defense is going to be open. Wide open. Holes everywhere. Lamar Jackson's going to be able to get some points at the end of this game. You know, if Dean Pease, if they have the lead in the fourth, I am 100% confident with this Ravens offense. Dean Pease's defense, it would always crack. Hey, we're just going to sit back and, take plays off. It'll be fine. No, you're going to play prevent defense, and it's going to allow people to just get open for whatever reason, even though it's called prevent defense. For whatever reason, it's terrible at preventing fucking touchdowns, and Dean Pease loves doing it. It's what he did in New England, what he did with us. Oh, what do you know? He's probably going to do it with the Titans. And that's probably half the reason why they are so hot and cold, why they are a Chihuahua. They're hitting a good run right now, but that's because Derrick Henry's been going off. And I just don't see Derrick Henry going off against us. It's just, I'm saying the same things over and over again. Everything I've heard about this game, everything that you've heard about this game, that's a reason why the Titans are going to be better. I just think, no, that's just not going to happen. Am I biased? Yes. Yeah. What the fuck do you think this is, man? But I feel like I'm still being honest and truthful. I really do think this is going to be a blowout. I think 38-16. I think a weird-ass playoff Tennessee Titans kind of score. Just a weird fucking score. How do you get to 16? I don't know. 2 touchdowns with 2 2-point conversions. They get them late. Late in one late in the third quarter, one at the beginning of the fourth, and then we kind of put the clamps on them. One long-ass drive that takes up the whole fourth quarter. Oh, that's a good prediction. Anyways, that's a good one. It's going to happen, bro. No, don't rest on that. Ooh, another prediction. Let's see. First play from scrimmage, Lamar Jackson touchdown run. Boom. I don't know. Maybe. I think just run Lamar early and often. Once he gets one good run, the crowd's going to be at it. The crowd's going to be at it no matter what. But get Lamar involved. We need some excitement in the stands. Now, I'm going to be yelling pretty much the whole fucking time. So my voice will be gone, but I will be yelling. Get the people in the game, man. Once Lamar runs, and it's it's exciting. You see it in person, it's even more exciting. He juked me in the San Francisco game when he juked that one guy out, where even juked the cameraman out. He's going to the right side and just whoop whoop, put the sauce on him, put a fucking cut on him. He cut him up, nip tuck. I don't know. He sauced him, and he juked me on that play. I didn't see him going there. I was like, where did he go? Oh, he's over there. That's cool. How you gonna juke me when I'm 1,000 feet away? So he is impressive in person. I'd recommend. I could say I saw Lamar back when we're talking the legends of Lamar, the legendary 8 of Baltimore. Ooh, because it's like a circle, but folded like an 8. It's like a twisted circle. You had Cal Ripken. You had, there was another one. I feel like there was another big 8. Either way. Baltimore and the number 8, it's a good conspiracy. New Era 8 apparel. Come see me. Anyways, man, I think that might just do it talking about this game. I got nothing else to say. I just don't think Titans are gonna be able to match the Ravens. I think, the Ravens, they get going on a fast start like they seem to always do, in these games. It's ooh, who are they gonna beat these guys? Or in primetime where they just jump up real quick to like 14 points, scaring the opposing offense. And next thing you know, with the Titans, they won't be able to run the ball with Derrick Henry because that won't be part of their game plan since they'll be behind. And then the Ravens just, start that, team rolling, or start the offense, the steam engine. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they just won't be stopped. They're going to steamroll, right? They're just going to steamroll down to a victory. Now, do you sit Jackson in the fourth quarter if you're up 40-10? Do you sit Lamar Jackson in a playoff game? That's the real question. I don't know if that's ever been done before. I would have to look that up. A player playing so well that they sit out in a playoff game in a must-win situation, like, nah, I'm fucking good. We won this shit. That'd be interesting. Be very cool. I got my playoff picks for the AFC correct. I predicted the Texans and the Titans to win AFC South, baby. Woo! I think they're both going to lose this weekend, and I think we're destined for the Lamar, Mahomes, new Brady Manning situation here. Marketable. It's going to be a huge, huge deal. God, I can't wait for that. I think that's the way it's going to happen. But in the NFC, I got both the games wrong, so it balances out. What do I know about the NFC anyways? My team's in the AFC. That's what I care about. But I don't think anybody who's playing on Wild Card Weekend is going to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't believe that. I think this week is proof of that. I think the first week of the playoffs, the Wild Card round, a bunch of close games. 2 went to overtime. Like, what? That's crazy. I think we get some blowouts this week. I think the AFC across the board is a blowout. I think the Chiefs and the Ravens just dominate the AFC South. Then they go to the game, and I think the 49ers and Green Bay, the 1 and 2 seed. I don't know about Green Bay. I think the 49ers dominate. I think Green Bay plays well. If Aaron Jones plays well, they will win. But I mean, no shit. Just say they're going to be win or not, right? But no. If they win, it's because of Aaron Jones. So I still see it. I still had my Super Bowl rematch, Ravens versus 49ers. I think that would be pretty epic. They played early in the year. The 49ers lost on a kick. I think that'd be excellent. Good storyline. But Lamar Jackson, man, he's the new era. And I think Goodell, he's going to do the smart thing. Call up the refs. Yeah, hey, man, what's good? Lamar, give him a little extra help. Give him a little roughing the passer. Someone lightly taps him. Give him a roughing the passer. Get him some pass interference down the field a little bit. Let's help Lamar out. It would be a good business decision for Lamar to win a Super Bowl. Roger Goodell, get on it. So with that being said, we're close to 40 minutes. I don't know what else to talk about. Sure, there's a bunch of stuff I thought about. Right when I finish recording this, I'll be like, oh, I should have said that. Oh, fuck it. I messed that one up. So, with that being said, God damn it, I can't wait to go to this game. Maybe I will see you there. So, with that being said, go